Staring metal creaking, reversed icy bands like we're freezing in air. Color, restorer, filter, stuff very initializing. Temperature breach detected. Shattered glass effects, bands left to right. Cold drum kit tightens with high pass filter. Stutter, hi-hats rise with glitchy white noise. Bass distortion, built underneath, frostbitten and broken. Final Synthwave. Hits like falling icebergs. Wanting frequency modulation slides into reaches. Talent trap snares, occasional granular shatters. Signature sound like by fracturing ultra low depths. Like freezes before every 8 bar. Solo silence layers and pulse memory. Minimal beat under glitchy piano echoes. Echoing voice fragments stuck in the frost can't rebruise. Soft pads, swells, create isolation. Thermal base collapse, baseline morphs into detuned space with snowy filters. Layers of pitch down kicks. Drop hats flutter faster, making it feel more unstable. Reverse, revert, explosion, simulate, backed by a cryo chambers. Memory cell. Codes and through tubes, bands, Synthwave. Sound of set flags and bangs. Final hi-hats rise with pressure lightering like ice.
Starts with icy wind ambience layered with distant electric crackles. Soft clicking like cooling circuits reactivating. Light, clean bell plugs. Cool digital melody echoing like chimes in a server vault. Whispered voice layered with reverb.
Cryosync engaged. Reboot commencing.
Reconstruction protocol. AoE trap drums begin to kick in, snappy but smooth. Melody detunes gradually like the system stabilizing but glitching slightly. Frosty risers. We reboot. Limbo push with hi-hats tightening like a clock spinning up. Distorting bass drop. Bouncy distortion.
Lane bass drop. Punchy 808s with glassy distortion.
Lead synth mimics breaking ice shards.
Trap rhythm with snapping snares and deep cold sub-bass slides. Frozen vocal stab.
System unlocked. Every 8 bars a quick freeze glitch. Sound halts for a beat, then slams back. Cold code drift.
On the head pads fade into tune synths drifting like mist in sub-zero air.
Crackly cold textures, reversed icy risers. Storing voice letting diagnostics. Sectors unstable.
No drums, secure suspense before the relaunch.
Basslines deeper and wider, modulated like a blizzard's pulse.
Hi-hats roll faster.
Stuttered triplets, lead synth now layered with frostbite glitch effects. Vocal complete.
Drop freeze, sudden silence, then burst back with sub-re-entry.
Sync complete, lead melody returns but now slowed down and faded like dying battery.
Reverb trails off like frozen echoes in a glacier.
Final note stretches out and freezes mid-air, ending with a hard stop, then startup beep. Reboot was successful.
Deep pulsing hex bass drum with glitch artifacts, sporadic digital beeps and data packet bursts, distorted robotic voice,
Hex wave anomaly detected.
layer eerie pads with subtle pitch modulation, was metallic clicks and circuit hums,
System alert.
rolling hi-hats and sharp snares gradually built rhythm, synth shifting glitch patterns, vocal glitch loop repeats.
Anomaly detected. Rising white noise and reverse crash sweeps escalate tension. Distorted neural bass growls with sharp pitch bends. Aggressive trap kicks and snappy snares. Glitch percussion fills and chopped vocal stabs. Layered synth leads with swirling modulation. Dynamic stereo panning with sudden filter sweeps. Ambient pads with glitching textures and reverbs. Constituent blips and stutters. System integrity compromised. Low bass fades into a swirling echo anomaly. Intensifies it back to glitch fragments and static. Final robotic phrase. Through pulse. Soft white soft white noise.
Rolling hi-hats and sharp snares gradually build rhythm.
Error detected. Starts with corrupted OS chime. Reverse glitch percussive ticks like a broken BIOS clock skipping. Metallic tapping hard drive winds loose. A pulse begins like an old machine booting. Robotic whisper voice.
Kernel panic fault detected.
Harsh Q43 initialized. Flux charging. High-pitched alarm melody builds. Sounds like a panic mode system squeal. Snares roll erratically with shifting rhythm. appreciated. Main bass drop, crunchy, earthquake, textured, bass hits. Oversaturated and phase modulated. Staggeringly increasing, the groove falls forward like the system skipping. Drum pattern is asymmetric, delay snare hits feel like a system trying to catch up. Distorted vocal stab, panic mode, engage. Lots rewind, rhythmic silence patches. Random, full drop, bounce. Heavy and granular texture sounds like broken rams sizzling. Computer fan wine rises slowly into harmonic layers. Distant chorus, integrity but stable. Ears high, stuttering like lost signal. Even heavier bass attuned in flames like the system shaking itself apart. The glitch with random pitch bend inserts 2 bars of 6/9 sudden off-grid chaos before slamming back into 4/4. Distorted echoes trail off, like sound caught in corrupted memory. Down-pitched voice. Single distorted tone ends with silence and a blinking cursor as of this. Skipping, drum pattern is asymmetric. Delay snare hits feel like a system trying to catch up. Distorted vocal stab, engage. Flux. Alien based drop.
Metallic click loops, initializing.
Filter kick stabs and steam his right gears winding. Filter kick stabs and steam his riser. Distant robotic breath echoes and build up. One glitch riser increasing in speed. Pitch bending cyber sirens. Vocal engage overdrive. Final pause with silence and revert tail. Overdrive engaged. Baseline and with baseline with downward rested low. Some rumbles that pulse like a war machine's heartbeat. From industrial strength kick, with crashes, upbeat snare slam, sync with distortion. FX chain crush alarm loops, hydraulic squeals over clock filter sweeps. Vocal stab every 8 bars. Break. Slow tempo moment with echoing paths. Glitch your heartbeat rhythm. Robotic whisper vox. Warnings of structure critical. Core burn phase, grows heavier. Side chase of pressure kicks in. White stereo delay on top and glitches. Resample bass feels already with distortion. Trap hi-hats entering syncopation. Hybridizing genre, silent to bar. Silent dropout, mid-drop returns with bass impact explosion. Shut down, some bass fades into white noise. FX reverse as the system is collapsing inward on trails off glitching system. Broken. Some bass hum underneath. Whispering robotic voice, filter initiated, system critical. Robotic top behind us, and some synthetic blues selection. Vision, discern, drives near split rolling hi-hats, increasing speed intensity. Rising sense combined with distorted alarm overflow, overload. Bench rise and riser sweeping the silence, preparing for the drop. Detonation, unlayered bass and flared by glitches that pumpkin cases, shots, gas, cut flavor mix. Syncopated baseline with this crush and wobble filters, mimicking data spikes. Filter with thrust and hi-hats.
System lag, reduced elements, ambient paths with slow heavy bass tros. Sparse percussion and glitch effects mimic a system struggling under load. Vocals glitching with rapid fire. Rising tension with slow digital noises and clicks. Data sequence setting up slower time massive with layers of glitching static and digital artifact sequence complete. Ends with a deep sub-bass tone fading into silence. Slowly increasing in pitch and intensity. Subtle crackling and sparking sounds reminiscent of overheating electronics. Suffocating oscillation rising up. Respirating oscillation rising. Rising sawtooth arpeggios with increasing modulation. Layered glitch percussion with metallic hits and hi-hats. Cymbals begin to distort slightly, hinting at instability. Final riser with white noise sweep and a stuttered vocal effect. Heavy wobbling gives the frequency modulation that mimics oscillation fluctuations. Sharp, gritty synth lines with pitch bends and distortion, driving electro beats with punch kicks, crisp snares and syncopated hi-hats. That circuit sparks feedback loops and oscillation glitches like a machine is pushed to its limits and infants electric and relentless. Oscillator tones soften but remain pulsating. Filtered synth patch with robotic vocal chops echoing in the background, crackling and sparking sounds slowly build tension again. More aggressive bass modulation with added distortion and bit crush. Leads synth cores harsher with complex schedule. Patterns become more intricate with glitch fills and stutters. Effects intensify, simulating the system on the brink of meltdown. Oscillator slowly cools down with fading synth pulses. Final crackle and spark sounds wind down to silence. Whispered closing line. System cooling. Oscillation stable. Starts with modern noise samples and soft white noise crackles. Low digital arcs in reverse filtered with high resonance to simulate a scanning system. Robotic voice barely audible. Packet integrity compromised. Initiating snare collapse. Center begins tight and metallic raging in frequency. Background elements fire all out with magnetic beats. LFO sub-poles. Massive lifter with progressive pitch. Edge glitching, vocal chop, collapse. Collapse, stutters forward before the drop. Main sound in this distorted big frequency snare to bass. Rhythmically punching with spin crush tails. Glitch on groove and trap hi-hats. Syncopated on bop beats. Bassline and mixed that lost with the breaks unpredictably every 2 bars. Never better. Sensitive thump. Silence, then suddenly refused with a break without percussion burst. Data, kill. Filtered breakbeat play with reverse ram trace sounds. Drops and minutes the corrupted to the strange tries repeatedly, but keeps crashing. Heavier than drop 1 has distorted re-space underneath the collapsing snare rhythm. Snare hits become pitch modulated, giving a metallic crashing texture. The drop is less about groove and more about pure glitch assault, perfect for headbanging. Laser shots come to the nerves. Snare elements default into filtered static and warp vocal repeats. Collide, complete system, overlying, easy to monotone, it slows down, head down. Deep, LFO sub-pump, but the clutch crushed pop, as if unplugged. Backstep on left direct crop, as if the network unplugged. Low-fi cyberpunk textures flickering neon hums, broken radio chatter. Executing protocol riot. Filtered syntax begin pulsing like a siren to tune and shifting. Ammo resist modulate the mainly mechanical and chaotic. Loop, slice.
briefly before silence. Bass increased modulation syncopated with loop distortion. Drum vocal break, funk hardcore break fills. Filters enter the floor on fire light, knowing through corrupted data chains. Action drops out, replaced by detuned mechanical hum. Protocol is able to be bypassed. Baseline filters down to subwoofer, building pressure or aggressive glitch that pattern stuttering drums syncopated fills. Add control of feature rhythm elements. Bass flows into a feedback heavy club. Lead synth becomes more chaotic and frantic like emergency sirens. Elements glitch out slowly, looped bass fragments and voice samples strange on final shredded system crash tone. Heartbeats in the bass, rising tone like a charge of sequence. Stuttering vocal chop, pulse, chain, cascade. Sound rattle, building in triplets. Sonic filter, sweet mimic and electric gates opening. Glitch fills and countdown box. 3, 2, 1. Rising alarm synth like incoming strike. Trap, snare, rolls, ticking hi-hat automation. Endless silence before drop, fake out. Cascade mode, initiated bass. Sudden mid, bass chunks, soft growls. Drums tight, hybrid trap kicks. Lyric snares, mimic sync, glitch layer with data stereo drops, vocal insert. One cascade, active rap. A face shade, like noise blast, mechanical vent and wash this hard. Plus flickers. Data scan pulse sounds in a circular band, like melody teased. Echoing RPO in 8-bit style. Spray. Roll sisters. Total system surge. Larger than light baseline now modulated with LFO speed changes. Heavy drop off hits and sweet pulses. Sound design. Punching boards from rhythm fused with slip distorted lasers. Final beat bars, tempo warping glitch, feel the chaos. Loud arpeggio returns, but off scale and fragmented fade out of warping bass lines and shortwave radio static. Last second, soft glitch pop like a pulse, finally dying. Race up, blank.
Flowing and being texture sounding like what gravity waves. Soft bed layer with Geiger counter ticks and reverse stardust sounds. Deep filtered sub pulses like a gravitational hum. Distant vocal whisper, quantum lock, destabilized with breach imminent.
Synthesizing in stereo layers. Bridged echoes like vocals breaking through from another timeline. Cause their build is like energy charging in a fusion core. Final riser ends in a sudden time stutter cut. What makes frequency cross shaped like bending space metal. It's kind of a different when across the stereo field like light splitting. Like light splitting. Modulator of sounds, simulations, acting measures, tag lashes. Thunderous track kicks, a minimalist thing, but punchy snares. You be set into the riff, but your head banging the whole way in.
Space calm, shimmering, clean paths fading, speed in a peaceful quantum drift. Melodic hyacinth plays a haunting for no motif. Could be a reverse from outro. Laser blips echo far away, like the last signals from a collapsing starship. Now bigger with extra dimension, distortion laid over first drop. Glitch fills every 4 bars, each strong hits harder like temporal echoes. Some best steps warping and out like your father broken time moves. Battle lines are constantly growing, anxiety builds. Destiny dissolves like particles fading into quantum foam. Final reverse melody closes the loop. A single synth beat, one line riff closed. Warped man, frequency crowds shit like bendy space metal.
Let's in different stars echoing across the stereo field. Like light splitting, multi-layered rift, sounds, implosions, antimatter sheer static lashes. Thunderous trap kicks with minimalistic but punchy snares, snares. Each realistic ground shape that many say smells of little first echoing across the stereo field. Like line splitting, multi-layered rift sounds, implosions, antimatter sheer static lashes. Thunderous trap kicks with minimalistic but punchy snares. You are being sucked into the room with your head banging the whole way in. Face a hosting for hard and for no motif. Could be verse from outro.
Low-frequency mechanical taking, whispering data ghost layered in reversed reverb. Ambient drone rising in the background, filled with phasing static and memory beeps. Shadow clock on line fusion core warning. Swelling sub-rifle with pulse glitches, dimming like corrupted files melting into each other. Kick snare pattern builds slowly as memory fragments flicker through. Sludgy warping growl phasing through stereo field like corrupted phantoms. Trill slow, stomping gust rhythm with hard snapping snares. As hammer for overload tones and glitch stabs that blink in and out of sync. Minimal focused on mood and space, with echoing high-frequency glitch loops. Imagine a ghost control supercomputer slamming data waves into a frozen OS. Ambient pad plays a four-note haunting motif. Clicks and tape machine rewinds layer the space. RAM-like stutters mimic fragmented memory playing in loops. Fusion unstable process, irreversible. Same structure, but now with chopped vocal glitches and reverse space accent. Extra modulation makes bass lines feel like they're sliding through corrupted time. One-shot bass hits layered with ghost resonance fucks. Glitch decay, the bass slowly filters down like flickering memory sectors. Final tone, clock ticked system beep, fade to silence. Post-glitch, whisper. Shadow clock, offline. A hot memory core floating a broken motherboard, surrounded by data wisps. Glowing phantom figure made of RAM strips. A giant spectral clock face inside a server chamber ticking backwards. Causing simulating RAM initialization. Electrostatic burst about to crush digital artifacts. System robotic commands hinting at memory overload. Whisper effects. When brain sequence initiated. Assault mode active. Rapid with the glitch percussion and synthetic hi-hat rolls. Rising synthwave boss with pitch modulation. Bass growls building beneath the glitch layers. Vocal drop hinting at system warnings. Distorted bass with rhythmic gating and heavy modulation. Prodigy kicks, rapid snares, and glitch-infused hi-hats. Jagged synth stabs with greckles and memory drain effects. Cybernetic attack overwhelming the system's RAM. Filtered paths with glitchy echoes, plus the percussion with robotic focus. Ambient noise simulating system errors. Bass thickens with layer distortion and modulation. On the pitch intensified with syncopated rhythms and glitch fills. Worlds become more complex and aggressive. Intense layers ramped up with cascading glitches and feedback. Bass growls building beneath the glitch layers. Vocal drop hinting at system warnings. Vocal drop hinting at system warnings. Sharp distorted bass with rhythmic gating and heavy modulation. Crunchy kicks, rapid snares, and glitch-infused hi-hats. Lead synth stabs with crackles and memory tree effects. A frenetic cybernetic attack overwhelming the system's RAM. Filtered pads with glitchy echo. Sparse percussion, robotic vocal fragments. Ambient noise simulating system errors. Bass thickens with layered distortion and modulation. Drum patterns intensify with syncopated rhythms and glitch fills. Lead synths become more complex and aggressive. FX layers ramp up with cascading glitches and feedback.
Memory allocation, soft clicking and digital static akin to memory paging. Subtle synth pulses slowly build, warping in and out of tune. Whispered vocal snippet. Allocating code drift initiated, like glitch effects shimmer across the stereo field. Cache overload, rolling trap hats and sharp snares begin to layer. Rising scenarios modulate pitch rapidly, simulating data shifts. Hardcore code drifts, synthesizers and white noise sweeps build tension towards the drop. Heavy bass with warping modulation and big crush distortion. Complex, syncopated drum pattern with glitch percussion. Lead synth pulse erratically, mimicking corrupted RAM cycles. Rapid vocal chops chopped and pitched to add texture. Intermittent glitch stutters, granular synth hits, data drift. Ambient pads with swirling of build fills, warping in and acting code. Sparzos echoing percussive taps and digital bleeps. Memory warp stabilizing, recencying, slowly evolving synth textures fill space. Pace intensified with more distortion and modulation. Drum fills grow complex with rapid fire glitches. Lead synths become more aggressive and layered. Vocal glitch phrases echo and warp throughout. System reboot, elements gradually fade with glitch echoes and reverb tails. Code drift complete, system rebooting ends with subtle static and a heartbeat like subpulse.
Jewish protocol emits emergency broadcast overlay with stuttering warning sirens and stereo hand. Warning, line limit on, protocol activation required. Industrial sound design, ring strike, steam hiss, distorted alarm fires. Pulsing low end sub, like a giant generator starting up, running on. Rising growl of distorted engine reverb. Sequence gets intensified with the triplet pulse. Snare rolls climb from glitchy to violent. Downtown voice counting from 5 to 1. Hit crush. 3, 2, 1. Synth filter snap shut. Total silence for one beat. Zero the synth filter snap shut. Total silence for one beat. Baseline detonation. Main feature super aggressive distorted baseline overbeat growing. Drum pattern is militant, punchy kicks on complemented. Create guns with silent face much to the cyberpunk air raids. Fills include, fast fills include, substernal and arid interrupts. Work with a cold reverb heavy ambient pad. Eerie calm before second wave. Synthesis comes back twice as brutal. Kick bumps now really thump impulses. Baseline glitches to think about with a heart and a forward shallow moment. Vocal stops, that's one. Fall once they cold fight. Battle comes once. Kicks intensify with a triplet pulse. Terrible sign from glitchy to violence. Countdown voice carrying from 5 to 1. Brutal, literal, crying through fighting bitches to violence. Final moment, fighting through the spiral. Final moment complete, followed by distorted silence. A single deep bump. At zero, the synth filter snaps shut, and total silence for one beat. Baseline detonation. Main feature.
Unleash a super aggressive distorted bassline overthink ground. Line detonation. Maintain the super aggressive distorted bassline. Burning bassline. From Paris, he looks at the punching kids punch through the trauma with machine gun heads. Big boys, red lines, sirens, sour and echo. Buffer joint, poetic gatherers. Buffer boy, house no face, pulses, circle, noise, glaze. Envelope, started rule integrity compromise. Quick snippet of phone-coded chanting in a loop. Fake boots with a cross in the cavalry front at the ambient pad. Airing call before second wave. Full second wave, everything comes back twice as brutal. Kick drums and yell. Bass thump impulses. Bass pulses to syncopated crush rhythm. Vocal stabs, bass, vertical, active. Thermal shutdown. Bassline dissolves into redline beat loops. Heartbeats filter downward in a spiral. Singular, final moment. Critical, complete. Followed by distorted silence. Then a single deep pop. Pop. High voltage, static crackles and power line hums. Mixed mechanical noises as sparks fly. Subtle distant alarms and system failure beeps. Fake distorted voice.
Warning, static overload detected.
Intensifying static sweeps with rising pitch. Snappy glitch, percussion and rattling snares. Synth growls begin to creep under the noise. Unstable, collapse impact. Crushing distorted bass with heavy static modulation. Drug rapid Russian kicks with sharp snares and glitchy hi-hats. FX, static burst, crackling feedback loops and electrical zaps. Jagged synths that slice through the noise like shards of glass.
You're caught in a power surge that shreds reality itself.
Noise drops through a mechanical hum. Filtered glitch percussion echoes in the background. Distant robotic voice fragments. System failure, core breach. More chaotic and intense than before. Layered static overlays and sharp bass growls. Sporadic glitch fills and glitch stutters. Drum patterns become irregular, mimicking a failing machine. Static fades into a dying hum. Final warning beat followed by silence. Last voice snip.
One glowing synth pad swishing and I browse it out. Soft digital pulses and pulse creating a glowing atmosphere. Subtle ambient noise like an overheating circuit, whispered vocal effects.
Subwoofer rising systems overheating.
Rising synth leads with pitch bends and vibro. Rhythmic clocked bass layers enter, gradually thickening. Drum pattern builds with crisp hi-hats and snappy snares. Finalizer with filtered white noise and a soft vocal chop.
Hey, warms the bass fused with a glowing mid-bass growl. Lead, pipe, melodic synths with sidechain thumping. Drums, punchy kicks, sharp snares, and syncopated hi-hats. Affect a sparkle, bursts, and subtle bit crush on certain synths.
A glowing meltdown, but warmth and intensity collide in harmony.
Ambient pads with filtered echoes.
Soft melodic motifs with reverberated flux.
Light digital crackle and reverse synth sweeps.
Expanded melodic elements layered with richer textures. Bass grows thicker with added harmonics and distortion tails. More energetic drum fills and syncopated rhythms. Effects layers emphasize glowing, pulsing energy.
Meltdown complete. Ambient noises gently close the track.
Distorted monotone and distant bass clatter. Glitching effects simulate packet sniffing and network pinging. Deep filtered sub-bass pulses like a hunting drone scanning for weak points. Build up, build up, build up. Targeted builder stands build rhythm like server fans overloading. Tight trap hi-hats accelerate with synth-ups mimicking packet traffic. Final riser, bass drop cuts everything for 0.5s of silence. Sudden return with full force. Baseline with promo, extrude slam digital hammers on steel. Late simply fundament corrupted bass. Drums, big room, trap drums, short decays, ultra punch, special effects. Lo-fi packet stutters and coded error messages. Feels like dancing in the middle of a button attack. Intermission will predict voice with wall code and packet IEs in rhythm. And this mirror risers mixed with low rumbling sub-grind. Versatile glitch fills previewing next drop. Bass now choppier with swing. Packet slams alternate look for granular pitch drop. Crystal layer, pinging synth bouncing across stereo field. Fulcrum kill, online. Bass filters out like the tail of a slam board. Final kick echoes into digital static. Blast effects, baritone shut down, beat silence. Baseline, industrial detuned slams like digital hammers on steel. Late syntho pitch bends that mimic corrupted pings. Drums, big room trap drums, short decays, ultra punch out. Special effects, lo-fi packet stutters and vocoded error messages. Feels like dancing in the middle of a button attack. Intermission, robotic voice reciting firewall code and packets in rhythm. Atmosphere risers mixed with low rumbling sub-grind. One staccato glitch fills previewing next drop. Bass now choppier with swing. Packet slams, bounces every 4 bars with granular pitch drop. Extra layer, pinging synth bouncing across stereo field. Focus kill, auto kill, elite fills previewing next drop. Bass filter sound like the tail of a slam board. Final kick echoes into digital static. Blast effects, baritone shut down beeps trumpets.
Echo voice with booking dial-up tones. Stuttering synths, no tension like a system starting up.
Initializing. Terminal shred in progress.
Lots of bass pulses with fresh high accents. Faster bullets Synthwave with rhythmic gain. Rising pitch and noise sweeps.
Repeated snare rolls layered with glitch.
Eyes are spreading, turning now. Trends point engaged, properties engaged. Bad present distorted graphs with rapid out-level modulate. Trends hit bass hits cut through the mix. Jagged soul weaves with big crushes, stuttering effects. Layering complex rhythms. Hard-hitting trap kicks and glitchy snare patterns. Vocal chops and reverse, echoing fragments of code. Mid-section, mid-beat drops and minimal glitch percussion. Synthesis bass with robotic whispering. Error snips and compromise. Static noise filled with granular stutters. Baseline synthesize with layered drops and wobble modulation. Thumping, lean and aggressively left and right. Unregulated drum fills and triplet hi-hat rolls. Vocal glitch samples pitch shifted, adding urgency. Fast slowly degrade into noise and static. Bass with increasing modulation speed. Final glitch vocal lead. Shutdown complete.
Static controls system lost, distorted, rising alarm tone. And sync with binary bleeps. Some simulate memory wipe, oscillating outputs like beta being forcibly ejected. Screaming rise or fan like distortion intensifies. Baseline rolls with reverb bills that hit like a hard disk crashing. Stuttering cyberwave with cut and breaks, mimicking crude packets. Percussion, rapid hi-hats layered with glitch dicks and circuit pops. Your brain just blue screen to the rhythm of a void. The system BIOS, moving through the line, synth literally looking like a memory recovery attempts. Digital heartbeat slowly stabilizes, goes back over the reverse black return. The more aggressive sing motif, but double speed fills distorted firewall. Wash effects, new glitch arpeggio spiral into the sub-bass. Bass filters down to low hum, final sound. Shut down beat and silence interrupted by a faint fan spinning out. Echoing niches centrally reverberated clouds. Distant echo and verbal drops fading in and out. Subtle bass pulses under textured digital noise. Whispered robotic voice. Sample. Override. System echo. Ambient pads flow softly. Signal boost. Slowly trap hi-hats and snare rolls. Retracing velocity. Slashing synth layered with glitchy effects. Vaco, hyper pitch risers and filtered noise sweep into silence. Heavy distorted 808 bass with layered glitch pictures. Punchy kicks and snappy snares combined with trap rhythms. Echoing vocal chops interspersed with stirring synths. Percussion fills with reversed and chopped sounds. Dynamic stereo padding adds depth and movement. Signal drop, elements stripped down to airways. Impacts and filtered noise. Spells were countered with glitch effects and digital blips. Vocal sampler override failed. Rising tension with subtle risers and delayed echoes. Echo override. Every occurs with heavier distortion and modulation. Drum patterns with glitch fills the triple chords. Then players picking with aggressive pitch modulation. Vocal rhythm echoing work rhythmically throughout the drum. Gradual deconstruction into glitchy fragments and reverb tails. Final robotic phrase. Override. Complete. Ends with the fading digital pulse and static noise.
override. Heavy distorted 808 bass with layered glitch textures. Punchy kicks and snappy snares combined with trap rhythms. Echoing vocal chops interspersed with stuttering synths. Rich percussion fills with reversed and chopped sounds. Dynamic stereo panning adds depth and movement. Signal drop, elements stripped down to echoing impacts and filtered noise. Spells for gunners, they get stripped down to echoing syntax and filtered noise. Sparse percussion with glitch effects and digital blitz. Signal loss, override failed. Facing tension with subtle risers and delayed echoes. Echo override, bass reverse with heavier distortion and modulation. Drop patterns and glitchy fills and triplet rules. Fills and triplet rules. Dense layers thicken with pitch modulation. Gradual deconstruction, configured control and drop. System fade. Gradual deconstruction into glitchy fragments and reverb tails. Final robotic phrase, override, echo, complete. Ends with a fading digital pulse and static noise.
Thumping glitch sounds mimicking data packets flowing and corrupting.
Ominous synth drone setting a tense atmosphere.
Distant mechanical beeps and warning alarms.
Whispered vocal effects.
Verbal flux detected. Initiating lockdown.
Building synth audios with stuttering glitches. Drop style hi-hats and snare rolls building intensity. Synth cross creeping in with distortion and pitch modulation. Final riser with noise sweeps and vocal chops.
Heavy distorted bass with rhythmic gating and growls.
Hitting trap kicks, crisp snares, and rapid hi-hats.
Darkly synth leaps with pitch bends and chopped patterns.
Over the noises, glitch bursts and distorted static.
A chaotic data surge crashing through system defenses with drop core intensity.
Filtered pads with glitchy effects and subtle vocal chops. Sparse percussion simulating data fragmentation. Ambient system alerts and reverse vocal sampling. Effects intensify with layered glitch effects and feedback. Terminal flux detected. Initiate lockdown.
Terminal flux detected.
Initiate lockdown. Distorted bass with rhythmic gating and growls. Drop the highs with glitchy effects and subtle vocal chops. Sparse percussion simulating data fragmentation. Ambient system alerts and reverse vocal sampling. Final riser with noise sweeps and vocal chops. Helio flux detected. Initiating lockdown.
Lockdown complete.
Whispered digital voice injected, decoding virus code. Soft ambient textures, almost soothing, like falling into a trap. Melodic glitch, sparkles, and slow vibrato pads. Faint heartbeat style sub-pulsing, growing warmer and heavier. Rapidly rising pitch bend synths, pitch modulated virus squeals. Glitch box built, loading exploit, drop deployed. Tight trap halves increasing in pace with laser risers. Sludgy, melting grease, bass layers with modulated LFO. Snappy trap rhythm with sub-heady kicks and glitch clap textures that lead crushed synth lines with reverse delay. Effects, virus squeals, corrupted packet noises, melting glass sounds of the bass sounds infected, thick, syrupy, unstable. Ambient rewind textures with corrupted piano stabs. Burst code vocal layers sane, process collapsing, echoing sub-harmonic pulses with delay feedback glitches. Airy face distortion pushed harder like it's falling apart. Trap rhythm shifts with offbeat swinging tape stop effects. Lead synth freeze and unfreeze with granular pitch flutter. Tension heavy fills and reverse reverb drops between bars. Everything slows down like a corrupted file crashing. Virus signature fades. Sulker code neutralized. Vital sound a silken hiss melting into digital static. Binary. distorted terminal commands scrolling by. Radio interference modulated like whispers from the deep web, echoing reverse lasers with vocal fragments. Expelled in 3, active protocol, 0-day live. Running out, escalates like breach detection system sounding off. Accelerates like packet flow bursting open. Ultra swept risers with cascading 808 fills. Final line before drop, payload delivered. Buddy, it's hot wobble rhythm with LFO drops. Waves mimicking code injection. The blast glitches will stop, start syncopation, simulate memory crashes. Hardcore punchy stares with stereo band glitch bursts. Village farm biolite. Throb hits like a backdoor install straight into your nervous system. Mid-bridge. Cyberpunk nodes. Cool falling paths. Viral slog. Echo. Filtered focal line. System integrity compromised. Initiating rollback. Failure. Same pattern but with corrupted stutter fills. Added saw wave base. Tearing at the core. Background that mimics static shock waves traveling through the network. Stereotype exaggerated for impact shock. FX sounds to tune and decay. Final heartbeat style, it slowly fades.